So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute, man. And if you got your tinfoil hats out, get them out. If you got them in a closet somewhere, go get them. Because we about to check out some NASA conspiracy theories. All right? So if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Join the fam. Let's go. Let's check it out.
We are headed 3,600 miles above Earth. 15 times higher from the planet than the International Space Station.
Oh, so that's where we're starting. Space is fake? That's where we're starting? Because you know, a lot of people say that whole man landing on the moon was fake. So this is where we're starting.
As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belt, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. Naturally, we have to pass through this danger zone twice, once up and once back. But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation. But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation.
But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation.
Sensors aboard will record radiation levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
We must.
So now people, I know what everybody's saying. Well, I thought we already put people in space and through the moon, on the moon. I know.
Solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
Was it fake or was it real? We need to know.
For this flight, it's time to head home.
We are headed 3,600 miles above Earth.
Oh, these people. All right. First, you'll see it there.
What is that?
And I put arrows so you can see. You can clearly make out that it's a fly.
I was about to say, did a bug just travel with y'all? That could be the case. That's what it looked like. Now somebody's gonna be like, yo, you know, a fly can't be in space, it would die. True. So I think it's on the inside.
Kind of flies around, gets blurred, and then it's in the shot, and it's walking, and I think it's on the outside of the glass. Even if it was on the inside of the glass, it couldn't fly around in the space station properly.
That's true too.
There are a number of very compelling stories that I believe that have to do with NASA encounters with extraterrestrials in relation to the moon. I'm reminded of the story relating to Neil Armstrong, a woman at a function where Neil Armstrong was present eavesdropped on a conversation that Neil Armstrong was having with another person, a doctor of some sort. And the impression I get is that she was standing maybe 10 feet away while this conversation took place. And the doctor said to Neil Armstrong, the question probably everyone in the world would want to ask, what really happened on the moon? To which Neil Armstrong said, and this is quoted in books and it's on the web, essentially that we were watched the whole time that we were on the moon. There were craft there, they were huge, these babies were huge, they were menacing.
On September 12th, 1990.
Wait, what? We were watched the entire time? Like, what? It's just too many variables out there of unknowns. Like, it's really starting to make me, like, before when you went through school, it happened. It wasn't until you got out of school and all of these questions started presenting themselves and you started hearing about these different conspiracies of whether or not he landed on the moon. Like, if we really knew what went on, dude, I don't even know if we could take it, bro. How many times have we been lied to?
1991, NASA launched Space Shuttle mission number 48. 3 days into the mission, as they were deploying the upper atmosphere research satellite, something odd was caught on the shuttle's camera.
The footage that was seen from the Space Shuttle mission STS-48 is highly interesting and one of the best smoking guns that we have for proof of UFO activity taking place in lower Earth orbit and countermeasures against those UFOs from someplace here on Earth. While the shuttle is drifting over Alice Springs, Australia, we see this very clear orb of light that is moving slowly through the atmosphere, and then the orb suddenly jumps to life and makes non-Newtonian movement, meaning movement that would normally destroy everything inside, and right after it makes that movement, some kind of particle beam shoots up from the Earth's surface and actually illuminates the entire atmosphere in that process, because there's so much energetic charge on it.
On STS-48,
Listen, man. Like, I'm speechless, fam.
All right, y'all. The universe makes no mistakes. After I read this comment, guess what I saw? So naturally, this sign from the universe told me that I need to dig deeper. So our good old trusted friend Google told me that NASA was founded by Dwight D. Eisenhower. I'm not buying it. And by the way, you should do all your research on DuckDuckGo, not Google. So when I type in who is the real creator of NASA, Wernher von Braun pops up. The same name that I saw while walking today. So upon further research, I discovered that von Braun was cool with Walt Disney. They actually worked together on several projects.
See, when you start putting together the pieces, that's when you start getting a little nervous. Because you don't know what's down that rabbit hole you're going down, bro. Ain't no coincidences. Ain't none of that type of stuff that you be thinking. So, that's just wow. Wow.
Braun was cool with Walt Disney. They actually worked together on several projects. And Walt Disney has his own rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, okay? A bam. But what really stood out to me was that on Wernher von Braun's gravestone, he had the Bible verse Psalms 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork. I'm telling you, we're in a dome right there, and there's so many other domes. And Walt Disney knows it too.
How many of y'all just stared at the Walt Disney like logo just then, and as soon as she said dome, you thought dome because you see the little house with the circle over it? Yeah, like, yeah. Are you starting to question it yet? 'Cause I am.
Walt Disney knows it too. They're just like throwing it in our faces, y'all. So at this point, we can agree that NASA was founded on BS. Space isn't real. This is an actual photo from space on the NASA website. Where are the stars? You can't tell me this doesn't look fake. Like, I could have made this in Photoshop, honestly. So the explanation of why there is no stars in the pictures is that the astronauts had to bump the exposure way down to be able to capture the lunar surface or their spacesuits. So being the detective that I am, I decided to try it out. And I took a picture of me with stars in the background and tried to, bump the exposure and contrast and all that down to see if the stars would disappear. And I didn't get nothing but like this. So like, I can still see the stars. And a lot of you might be curious, why do I care so much, about this? Why do I want to expose NASA so much and expose that space isn't real? I'll tell you why. My biological father actually worked for NASA. You can search this up yourself. I'm like really intrigued and inclined to learn more about what my dad really was helping before he died. This is just another weird observation. 44.9% of NASA's budget is spent on human spaceflight. Who the fuck are they sending up to space? I haven't seen anyone sent to space in years. It says NASA spends its money on Earth, not in space. What? It's fake. Wake up, people, and stay safe. All right, y'all.
I mean, I'd be lying to you if I don't think if I would say she's not on this. She's on to something. She's on to something. And then I definitely want to look into like if she knows, then cool. But if something happened to her dad while at work or something, I'd definitely be looking into that too. Like, seriously.
All right, you can hear it a little bit as it went by, as the two ships went by, you could hear a little bit of a disturbance. With that in mind, watch this. Okay, see how that happened? Boom, right away the first one comes in, it's all broken up digital signal. Here you go. There's the first one. Watch, here you go. Boom, it's breaking up everything. Then the second one goes by. Come on, everybody. This is very slow-mo. Look at that. Take a second. Look at that ship. Folks, that is...
Now, we definitely have to play devil's advocate, right? So for all we know, this could be movies type of stuff happening right now. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people be like, man, I believe it when I see it. I believe it when I see it. You know what I mean? But we just can't just like rule it completely out, bro. We can't.
A starship. It is a Napoleon ship. They love the circular thing.
Okay, as promised, here's the zoom-in picture where I slow it down to really show you what was going on here. So when the pandemic started, they told us to basically stay inside, quarantine, which was important, of course. But I went outside a lot, and whenever I drove, I usually talked to God, and he would say to record planes because something's not right. And you could see, I'm recording this plane, but you're going to see a bunch of entities zipping by super fast. So this will show you it's not dust, it's not, they're literally some sort of entity. They're all shaped like eyeballs. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you close-ups, real close-ups of some of these things and other videos that other people have caught of this same UFO. I think it's an entity. I don't think it's a craft. I don't believe in aliens, don't believe in outer space. I believe that there's entities going on. That's why this world is so messed up and weird right now. Very demonic stuff is going on, but there's angels as well. But look at all of that.
I'm finding it more fascinating that more people don't believe in space. I didn't know that was a common, you know what I mean, theme going around.
Isn't that incredible? Jeez. They're everywhere. But yeah, these things, these eyeball-shaped things I've seen at major world events. I'm not going to say where. I like having a channel. But yeah, these things are keeping an eye on us. It could be the eyes of God. I don't even know. All I know is there is a spiritual realm that's going on all around us at all times. Ephesians 6:12. I couldn't see these entities with my naked eye. I was just recording the airplane. But this stuff shows up on playback because maybe these devices that we're using are from fallen angel technology or angel technology. I don't know. So that's why these devices are so powerful. But I'm going to show you, I think it's coming up shortly. Yeah, here it is. This is a close-up. This is what they look like. See that? 4 different spots, the same entity. This one's hovering over a church, but I zoomed in too far. And you're going to actually see a video of them moving really slowly in a second. Watch. This is from an airplane. It's all the same thing, guys. Share, please. Okay, as promised, here's the zoom-in picture.
Hey, man, all I'm saying.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Gentlemen. Mr. Seibel?
Yes? If you really walked on the moon, why would you not do that? So why don't you just put the end to the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon?
Mr. Seibel, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Really? Well, no, it's a real Bible. You have the opportunity to have $5,000.
The meeting is not open.
Well, you have $5,000 cash. You can give it to charity if you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. I have the tape.
It'd be fine.
Why don't you swear to... Why not? Why won't you do it? So why don't you put your hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Mr. Seibel has made a fool of himself in front of the world. Mr. Seibel, you do not...
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to...
I'm not. But if he won't even... What do you say to that? I get it. You know what I mean? He probably think, man, somebody get this crazy dude out my face. But...
Good afternoon, everyone. I know all you guys have been wondering where I'm at. Well, I haven't put any videos out in a while. And the truth of the matter is, NASA gave me the opportunity to come up on the ISS and to video to be able to prove what the shape of the Earth was. So here we are, guys, as you can see. The Earth is round and it is spinning. Now, you guys believe me, you trust me.
The Earth is round and it's spinning.
Right?
No.
You have no reason not to. That's a beautiful view, a very, very beautiful view, if you believe in such things.
I hate everybody. I knew something wasn't right about this dude, man. Something wasn't right. He was just, it just what you just got your phone out and you just up there. No, stop it, fam.
Balloon satellite program. Watch this thing land. Watch all of this fake smoke. What did they forget to sweep off the deck? Watch this when it comes down to land. It's all fake, and it's provably fake. And I could show you they're faking everything on the International Space Station. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Anyone that believes this is real is...
I haven't seen that in real time before, yeah.
Very interesting. This is how they launch balloons. Okay, launch satellites. They're all on balloons. They launch satellites on balloons that are bigger than football stadiums.
You know what? Yeah, that's what we should do. You know what I mean? Let's go interview some of the people who live near these, like, you know what I mean, places that launch off to space. Let's go talk to them, interview them, ask them what do they see. You know what I mean? They're the closest ones to it. Those people we should interview. The ones that live next to, what is Elon's company? What is it? SpaceX or whoever, which one of them has SpaceX? People who live near that get a chance to see this stuff, actually see what they think.
Okay? This is massive. And they want you to, they say there's a helium shortage. There's infinite amount of helium. But they don't want us building airships, because airships are the way people used to travel around the surface of the Earth. Not like this. Okay? Here's something for you. Here's something.
That's a lot to think about, Dave.
So look at this.
I can 100. Yeah.
East-west circumnavigation has been done billions of times. Billions of people have gone around the world. I could leave New York. I can travel east, go to Europe, go all the way around, come back to California, and I'm home. I can go the other way, which I showed you earlier how east and west work. 0 people have done this. 0. Because you can't. Because the Earth is flat.
Do you think that you will put together a scientific study of your own where it's like, okay, let's get a plane and let's just fly that way and
here's
see what
how you
happens?
do it.
Like, have you tried to do that?
Here's how you do it. First, let me show you, because you guys are in Australia. If I want to go from Santiago to Australia, instead of just cutting across the bottom of the ball, which would be the fastest way, FlightAware says, just go here, right? Or, go around Antarctica, because we don't want to disturb the penguins, right? So this is how they go. If I want to go to Western Australia, it's worse. The flight goes all the way up here, all the way over to Europe, and all the way down to Dubai, and then here. Okay, why would it do that crazy trip? And the answer is because the Earth is flat. We go up across the United States, Europe, Dubai, and Western Australia. It's a straight line. So
does anybody want to combat this argument? You know, where are my round earthers and my flat earthers? Let's have that conversation. You know what I mean? I guess we'll never know, but it's always good for good debating. You know, do y'all agree with him? Is it not just for fuel, that they don't have enough fuel to make it across where he's talking about it should go, instead of going to all those other places and the route it travels? Maybe fuel, maybe not. What do y'all think?
How would we prove the Earth is not a ball and flat? Very simple. And we could do it in one day and put this to bed, okay? They tell us the Antarctica is 13,000 miles around. So we get 2 airplanes, we go here, we refuel, and we have people like you, people like me, scientists, doctors, whatever. We have everyone on these 2 planes from both camps, flat Earth camp, you know, scientific camp, whatever, students. And one plane goes clockwise and one plane goes counterclockwise, staying about 1,000 feet so we can see the shoreline, and we just follow the shoreline. 7,000 miles later, that both planes should meet over here about 9 hours later, okay? Plane goes about 500 miles an hour. Boom, meet the planes. But that's not how it works, because the Earth is flat and the trip is more like 60,000 miles. Captain Cook was the last person to try the balloon satellite program. Watch this thing.
Is there something about the Earth that NASA's not telling us? Just so we all know, the translation of NASA in Hebrew is to deceive. The Father...
Wait, what? Did not know that. Learned something new. Definitely looking that up.
NASA is Wernher von Braun, a Nazi Germany scientist. And when he died, on his gravestone, he put Psalms 19:1, which is where it says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament sueth his work." The biblical firmament is a dome created by God, separating the waters from the waters and where heaven lies, which is the same story we hear in multiple religions, including ancient Egypt. Here's a NASA document where they explain that the Earth and the planets are mathematically drawn pictures. Then you have weird stuff like the Antarctic Treaty, which doesn't allow people to travel to Antarctica. The United Nations logo, which is literally a flat Earth map. Then we have the Vatican, and the Bible clearly states not to engage in astrology. Instead, they buy the world's most powerful microscope and they name it Lucifer. And now it's a conspiracy that Nazis and Hitler went to Antarctica. Is there something about the Earth that NASA's not...
Okay, these previous guys, I've watched exactly what they do, and yes, they are correct. I've seen exactly the same stuff, so ditto marks on those. You want some figures? Okay, latest water test, tested the rain. 13,100 micrograms per liter of aluminum in the rain in 2013. Normally, it should be 0. So 13,100 is pretty damn much, folks. It used to be 0, then it was 100s in the 2000s, and then since 2010, it's into the 1000s and the latest 13,100. In the snow on Mount Shasta, pristine Mount Shasta, 61,000 micrograms per liter, 4 times the amount that is found in the soil up there. Where in the hell is this stuff coming from if it's not coming from the soil?
We have clouds in the sky we've never seen before. Almost every day I'm seeing clouds I've never seen before.
Now that is a fact right there. I agree. Sometimes you look up and you see something, you be like, why did I even look up? It have you thinking that type of, feeling that type of feeling.
And NASA has been even named a few of these new clouds. It's really interesting, but NASA is a corporation. I want you to know that.
NASA has also conducted a research program in what they call metallized fuels. We're actually putting aluminum oxide right in the fuel because it has 2 atoms of aluminum and 3 atoms of oxygen. So during the combustion process, it releases all that oxygen and dramatically increases efficiency, but it leaves the aluminum in the air.
We got things coming from sky down, and it's a huge, huge problem. Because as it comes down, what happens...
Been saying that for a while, man. We don't know what we breathe in at this point.
There's a couple of things. Is that it actually is in our air. We breathe it. And as we breathe it, it's actually going to go up through our nostrils, into our brain, easiest access to our brain frontal lobe.
It's very similar in many ways to when you go outside on a cold day and exhale.
you create a condensation trail. That little cloud is a condensation trail. Now, if you take a 2-mile walk on a cold day and you can turn around and you can see your condensation trail tracking all the way back for 2 miles. That's how crazy it is to think that what we're looking in the sky is actually condensation trails.
The contrails, not the chemical, the contrails occur because of cold air, minus 30. It takes high altitude, around 30,000 feet plus. There's carbon dioxide and water vapor in that exhaust. That turns to ice crystals, and that's what you see, the white stream behind it. Those white crystals of ice warm up, dissolve, and the smoke goes away. And it never lasts more than a minute. What we're seeing now, and I first could not believe it, and I started looking at the skies, and these are not normal. They're not natural. There's something going on. I don't know who it is or why they're doing it. All I can testify is it's not natural and it's not normal. It's got to be some outside influence doing that. Thank you.
I'm here to give you testimony that chemtrails, they're not contrails, are indeed real. They're spraying almost every day. I watch the clouds and watch the spraying program going on. I want to tell you that we're in very great danger from the pollution that's coming down over us. And we've been led astray by the military-industrial complex, and they're responsible for the cloud's creation and weather manipulation programs. They're dark operations. That's why they're not out in the media.
I look around and I see people are starting to look up and see this. Many times I've spoken about chemtrails, and I get this blank look on my face. What are you talking about? I'm saying, look up. As a pilot, before I fly, I look up. And so, boy, they're really out there working.
When you look up at the sun and you see a white haze, that is aluminum floating in the air right now, and it's coming from the aircraft.
I hate that it keeps saying that. Aluminum is just flying around in the air.
There's a huge amount of aluminum being found because these sprays have aluminum, strontium, barium, manganese, and there's a lot of argument that aluminum is very common to be found, but aluminum is only common in a bonded form. It's not common in a free form, and we're finding high rates of free aluminum in the soil, which is not natural.
They're environmentally dangerous.
Okay.
Listen, man, I know y'all, I know everybody has their own theory, so put them in the comment section, you know what I mean? Like, people go through great lengths to disprove some of these theories that are out here. Some of the things that we're being fed, our minds, being told our entire lives. What do you think? I just think we owe it to them to hear them out. Whether you believe it or not, it's up to you. But we need to hear it. That's all I'm saying. Y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you think. It's your boy L. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.